All right, so we were just wanted to test you guys, see your responsiveness when you notice problems, because it's really important that you guys let us know about bugs in the game. So this was just a little bit of a user research test. So now I'm going to do it with sound, and thank you, very good guys, for letting us know there was no sound. So yeah, so hi, welcome to the latest Project Spark developer live stream. I'm Mike Lesko, the community manager for Team Dakota, and I'm here with Rob Porschke, who is the designer, who is, what would you say? Are you like the lead? Are you like the king? What do they call designers?
Yes, the king of Champions Quest.
He's the Champions Quest king of champions.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the King of Beers, only not quite as...
Yeah, it's an important title.
Only tastier. And David Sapienza, who is the gameplay producer.
Hey, guys.
And the producer on this and everything else, and hopefully some community and other improvements that Jared and I want, because this guy gets stuff done. So we're trying to... He says he's busy, but I think the right bribes or blackmail, we can get him on board.
It's possible. It's possible.
So we got... before we jump into the Champions Quest and all that stuff, I want to... just a quick update. Like, a lot of stuff happened this week. I was... I feel weird saying it again. So, like, as I said before when you couldn't hear me...
Mike, were you on vacation last week?
I was on vacation last week, so that was great. But, so what we had earlier this week is we had a service update. And really what we needed to do is we had to get, do a lot of back-end work to support the October 7th date. Make sure we have everything in place, all the different stuff, how we're going to get everybody in and manage everything. And hopefully we have lots of people, but hopefully we handle it well, and it's not horrible. We don't have any 8 hours queues. Not going to mention any other games that might have that, but no. So we had to do all that, and we expected it to be between 12 and 24 hours, and it kind of delivered. And sort of unrelated to that, but consequently at the same time, because we don't have a lot of time, we wanted to put out the update to fix the things the Hippo update broke. So that's the codename Hungry Hippo update. And there was some confusion in there where all that went live. But so last night we got everything up. Everything's going pretty good. I think there are some... I think we're still tracking some issues. And of course we're working with the community. Make sure you go to projectspark.com and jump into those forums there and go to the bug forum or the user support forum. Figure out what it is, talk with the members of our CAG, which is the Community Advisory Group. They can usually point you in the right direction. And make sure we're tracking those as well and looking at it. But overall, I don't want to say it was flawless, but I think given some of the things we've had in the past, I think we're pretty happy. Set the bar low enough, and it's great, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we got into that update. And just to echo what Mike said, your feedback on the forums really helps us prioritize. Are we going to take this on versus this? And so yeah, keep it up.
Keep it up.
That's right.
Rob, what are your thoughts on that?
I concur.
Do you even listen to what he said?
No, not usually.
Okay. So before any general questions before we jump into Champions Quest, because we want to make sure we give CQ the love and attention it deserves. David and Rob are champions of the world themselves in all caps.
That's amazing.
Sweet.
That is so
that
true.
That's my favorite person right now.
That is.
So what I'm doing here, I'm just in this showcase level, and I'm looking at all the new props that are going to come out. We'll play a little bit of Champions Quest, and you'll be able to see some of this stuff and how we use it in game.
One of the things that was really cool about this pack here is this is one of the first times we, my team and BJ's team and the content team all work together. So this level that David's showing off right now is the showcase level for some of the unique assets that you'll see in Champions Quest. And it's really cool. So
love the new effects.
So right now you're in the new effects.
We have Cody and Bacon?
Beacon.
Oh,
yes.
Oh,
no,
God.
That'd be amazing, though, wouldn't it?
Cody and Bacon,
Hold on, I'm going to send Tara and BJ an email right now. Cody and Bacon.
Check out all the sounds, too. Look at this. Look at how many sounds we have. All these new sounds coming in this pack.
What? I don't hear anything. Oh, wait.
Well, you don't see it, but it's just like you can see each speaker is its own individual sound.
Wait, I want to hear it.
Let's see.
What is that? What does that sound like? A sheep? Dude, I think... Yeah, no, I think you guys get this messed up.
All right. My bad. Take two.
So all right. So with that, there, the Xbox 360. Yeah, we still want to do it. Honestly, it may sound horrible, but like God, we're so focused on this stuff right now that we need to wait till we can come up from air and really kind of take stock of where we are. So I don't even want to say kind of what we're looking at with 360 right now until we're there. With that said, I'm going to slide a little bit out of the way so you don't have to see me and I can finish eating lunch. And guys, why don't you tell? So what is this thing? Champions and Champions Squad? I don't understand any of this. I'm new. What does this mean?
So here, I'll jump in first. So when people come into Spark, we always knew that there's going to be different types of players. There's going to be the people that come in that want to create their own experience, and then that's where the create button is. They can come in, they can use World Wizard, they can start from scratch, or Crossroads and help just start there. There's a ton of players that just wanted to come and play an experience, and that's UGC provides that. But we also, as Team Dakota, wanted to use the tools and build something as a showcase to help inspire people and say, what can you build with this tool set? And that's what it is. You can just come in and play. You don't have to be a creator.
So I got a quick question here. So what you're telling me is that you guys, so the way it looks to me, right, as I see this narrative, so we've got all these community people making awesome stuff, and then a bunch of people at Team Dakota got jealous that they weren't making games, and now you had to make your own. Okay, all right.
That's
fair enough.
Partially correct.
All right,
yes.
good. All right.
It's a stepping stone.
I mean, do you look at
creators?
Do you look at it as a way to kind of show people like, hey, here's the level of polish and stuff? It becomes dangerous because they're making such great stuff.
They are, and so I think the guys in the beta have had like the hardest
sort of road to hoe.
Road, yeah, we had no tutorials when we first started. They had to learn on their own.
Right.
We just threw it at them, and they made amazing stuff with it. So here is something that for those new players that can come in, play, see something as well, and then learn as well as take on what the community's made.
And it should be just crazy fun, right?
It is fun.
All right,
It
good.
is fun.
So sorry, I didn't mean to derail.
You totally did. No, but that was the whole point. Yeah, it's a play experience that people can just come in and play, and we're not stealing thunder. It's really just bringing more players to the ecosystem.
Right.
And once they play this, then they're going to explore the UGC and then play with the community.
And find the really good stuff.
That's right.
The stuff you guys make.
So anything else, Rob?
No, I think you pretty much hit it.
Rob, why Champions? Like, why this? Like, of all the things that Team Dakota could make, why did you choose this stuff?
So we wanted to give players multiple opportunities to level their champion. These are characters that we feel that people are going to care about, that they're going to want to not only play Crossroads with, and Champions Quest, but make games for. We also wanted to showcase some of the backstory. A lot of the content in our game, in order to create it and get it the look that we need, the art team and Henry and BJ and our narrative team all create backstories for these characters, these objects, these props, and why they look the way they do and why they act the way they do. We wanted a place where we can start showcasing that. So characters like the Creation Well and Spark and our champions have a place to shine, and you can get snippets of our world and what kind of conflicts are going on.
So it's kind of a chance to tell the overall narrative and the lore behind Spark and what's kind of happening with all that.
Exactly.
Yeah, Spark, awesome. and I think that it's the champions themselves. So this is it's a showcase for these champions. So if you play the experience with one champion versus another, you may find different things with different champions. So.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So I'm going to select the Champions Quest button, which I think is the first time it's actually been lit for anyone on the community. So
look at that.
It's grayed out for all the people out in the beta now, so we're going to select it. Hit it. Takes us into our preview page, and you can see it's in episode 1. So this is the first installment. We're first showing that off, and then a little hinting at the second one. So Rob and I already played through one episode, and we're going to move on, and I'm just going to go to continue. So we're going to skip the first section of the game and hop right in.
Trying to move that so you guys can see chat, so you can see when they're calling you guys
that
names
helps.
and stuff. But I don't want to move too close to me because of my deep, booming voice, but no. Where am I?
All right, so what this is the first time it's a champion picker. So you come into a level, and each level you get to pick your own champion. So if you play as one champion one level, then you can select a different one later on. So I will select. I'll select Hawken.
Sir Sigurd and I are ready for battle.
Who you selecting, Rob?
I'll choose Outlaw.
Corverdia.
Cool. Ready up. And is this the first time multiplayer's been shown too?
Actually, we did show
treacherous path ahead
post
of them.
E3. We showed
The
off
team set
Champions
out to
Quest,
track down the goblins
and we played
retrieve
co-op.
the rune stone.
Okay. All right.
So, for those of you who saw that stream, you'll notice some improvements to this level.
Lots of different improvements.
Yeah. So what if we played for the first episode, you would have seen that as we got to this episode, we're in pursuit of the goblins. So we're just going to go chase those guys down.
Yeah, right now in the first level, the goblins invaded the town where the Codium Festival was taking place and took the runestone. And right now, we're trying to track him down.
All right. So yeah, Rob just activated these creation orbs, which gave Spark the ability to create terrain. So we created terrain to get across this voidified water.
When they finally reach the observatory,
So we need to use this
they
observatory
discovered
here
their
to
dismay that it no
and the
longer
elevator
worked.
to
It had been
reach the
corrupted
Goblin
with
Cave.
a code glitch.
But as you can
An
see,
error
it's
in
all
the very
fortified
fabric
and
of
the
its
code on it is broken.
Its code.
So we need to first we'll need to go up and inspect the lift, and the creation wall will let us know that we need to find these code glyphs. And what code glyphs are in our narrative are
Just slide up a little
oh sure. What code glyphs are in our narrative are these objects in the world that represent code tiles. So the Codians who once inhabited this world left behind these artifacts that can be used to help fight the void. So after this encounter here, we'll see our code glyph, and we can acquire tiles to help reprogram that glyph and track down the runestone.
So we actually already got in some fan mail about this episode pretty quick. Mr. Let me see if I can spell his name right. S. White. Mr.
Yeah.
S. White says, can you tell the bald guy in the middle to speak up? We can barely hear him. So,
You got
Mr. Slayton White, we appreciate the feedback. Keep watching, and we've passed that on.
All right, thank you.
That is awesome.
So as you can see here, we have this RB over the glyph, and these glyph, the glyph was made out of parts, the effects, and the assets that David was showing off in the previous pack.
Yeah, so it's got the little centerpiece, which is the glyph, which is flying toward my character, and you have the effects, all those new effects. You see how we use those different pieces, put them together for one monument.
What strikes me is just like the amount of little details you guys have going on with like the effects and everything. Like that's sort of something that
Come over this way. I like this. Show off this cave. So Matt, who's our environment artist, created this little goblin cave over here. And one of the things that is part of our goblin lore is, you know, the goblins like to find these little trinkets and these little things along the way, and they like to attach it to them. And then we just have this little stuffed squirrel over here, which is something they found along the way and stored away, and this occurred before they became void corrupted. So you just get a little bit of some of the goblin lore in there, and it's, you know, it's just these really nice little set pieces that if you explore them, you know, look really cool, and it gives us an opportunity to foreshadow some of their stories and their behaviors.
So the overall story, right? You say void corrupted. So there's good guys, bad guys. Like how does that work?
So the overall story is the void, which is this ancient evil force, invades the planet of Korra, which is where we are right now, and Spark, being a person or being a character that visits this world often, and it's a favorite of his, tries to go down and help save the world from the void against the wishes of the creation world. And when Spark lands on Korra, he's trying to recruit champions in order to help find or help fight the void. So the game starts off with him following your character around and witnessing your deeds, and then anointing you or recognizing you as one that can help him drive the void out of Korra.
Sounds good.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Next section?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
So another couple things that we Spark can do over here, go forward, is there are these objects in the world. As you can see, they're highlighted, and there's a right bumper over it. When we'll wait till the next encounter, but when you can draw the enemies near, you can use Spark to interact with it, and then he brings those objects to life and helps you fight the void with them.
They spotted
And so you can see the little numbers. That's the XP that the champion's earning, popping up over the head like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's obviously the green process of the showing that they're being healed. Like, is that like a hot that's going off?
So yeah. So those green
Brought that
leaves.
guy to life. A plant buddy. Awesome.
Yeah.
Come around, just start owning people from the plant.
Yeah. So the green pluses are the Avalon being healed.
And so you just leveled up. So what's that all about? Like, what does that mean?
So David just leveled up, and he got, he earned enough experience to get Hawken to level 2, and that text box on the bottom of the screen is just letting him know some of the new abilities that
Oh,
he
he's
has.
Hawken?
Yeah.
Well, you guys gotta get on that side.
Oh, am I on the side?
Yeah.
All right.
Get me all confused. All right, there you go.
All right. So what we have here is it's a void cage, and trapped inside of it is another spark. So what we have to do here is destroy these pylons that are holding the cage in place, or holding Spark in the cage.
Oh wait,
and it's a
the other side. Go ahead.
yeah, it's a timed event. So if we don't destroy all three in time, they'll pop back up.
And this is the first one. So
Yes, this is the first one.
We
So
spent a lot of time for it. But we don't know, as far as the lore, yet at this point in the game, you don't know why the void is trapped Spark. Or a Spark. So that's your Spark flying around, but there's a different one in here. We don't know, are they siphoning its energy? What's the point yet? But you do know that they got goals to help free him.
So that basically, you just freed that void corruption. You notice that the ground changed.
Correct.
So you just kind of cleaned this pollution up from the.
Yep.
we cleaned the pollution up. We freed the Spark, and then he revealed this fan over here, which will help us get to the next goal.
Gotcha.
Before that, we were unable to get the second piece of the second code glyph we need to repair the puzzle.
Right.
And throughout Champion's Quest, there are these trap sparks that, once you release them, will help you in unique ways to either get new glyphs or solve puzzles or get to the next area. They help you fight the void.
Is it like Captain Planet? What's Captain Planet?
It is. No, I'm sorry. I'm showing my age. I didn't watch. I didn't watch Captain Planet.
Was the heart ring something about talking to monkeys? I don't know.
You go to this side?
Sure. So we have pretty much our main path, but over here we have these like little side areas that you can explore. So we found more creation orbs. We built this bridge over here, and we have these treasure chests that have Kodite in it. And Kodite is it's this energy source that, when collected, will help power up your champions.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so we have a couple of the off the beaten path areas. So we want you to explore our levels.
Yep.
There are lots of these little collectibles all over.
Yeah, and the thing is too, and I don't know how much they can hear from the actual game itself, but there's different enemies being introduced throughout the game too. So different ones, like these guys are bombers. You'll see how they throw the bombs, and as the levels progress, you'll see different uses of the goblins and how we use them. You can see the different types, but Rob just killed them before I could show you how cool they looked. So we've just we collected the 2 glyphs, and now we're going to come up here and repair the observatory. Go for it. Let's see. Alright, so when And you can move around, figure out a little bit of it's an introduction to K-Code for those who aren't familiar with it, but I'm sure everyone on the stream is. When interactive, do elevator, and we'll power on.
Yeah, and really what we wanted to do with these puzzles is just kind of introduce some of the more basic tiles, things that we think people are going to want to do. Introduce in this puzzle in particular. We want to introduce interacted and power. There's puzzles that involve turning and bump
With the switch
and
fixed, the team rode the
moving,
lift to the top.
so
There they
that
discovered an opening
if the
for
first thing they
the
do
cave.
is play
Well, the
Champions
goblins
Quest, when they go
used it
into the brain editor, they'll have some sort of
Familiarity with it.
with some of the more basic tiles.
So these are the guys, they get enraged. As their damage comes halfway, they grow in size, they get all pissed off.
So yeah, so as these are the last group of enemies, and now we are about to enter the Goblin Cave.
Now this is
Yeah.
like it's episodic, right? So this
Yes.
is
Yep.
What episode is this we're showing right now?
So this is episode 1, but this particular level is the second level.
Okay, so you
in
have
the group.
episodes, and within episodes you have certain levels,
Yeah.
and they're connected via level linking, I guess.
Yep,
right?
Correct. So yeah, this would be episode 1-2.
Yeah.
for
1-2.
reactive, Yep.
Right.
And so how many levels in each episode, or in this one, or
We don't have a predefined set for every episode. It's like every episode's going to be 5 or 6 or however many. This first one that we're releasing has 6 sections in it. So 6 individual levels that link together to tell this story.
right?
But there's already plans of how we're going to continue and
So that they'll be in episode 2, and then
Yep.
and on and on.
Mhm.
But what we're releasing now is just episode 1.
Correct.
Right.
And does that come with the starter pack, or what is that? What is the plan with that? Do you know?
It doesn't come with the starter pack. So this will be a play experience that people will pay for. Then come in if they want to play for this. If they buy the disc, it'll come with the disc.
Okay, so that's right. So the
Mhm.
Project Spark retail starter pack,
Yes.
Yes.
it'll be on there, but for anybody who just downloads it
Yeah, for
right
like-
now, because the game's free, so anybody that
Yeah.
goes out and download it, they can purchase this or unlock it with credits or tokens, or of course if they bought the retail starter pack,
Yep.
they would
And then
get
it comes with
included.
it. Person.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. And do you? So, how long? This is going to be the question everybody comes out. So I'm going to ask it first. Like, how much gameplay do you think for like, a full episode, like 6 levels, full episode? Like, how long do you think it takes? Like, not if you're rushing, but if you're kind of playing it
First
legit,
time through.
looking around.
We've had some of our internal team members who haven't played it before, and we were seeing probably around 90 minutes was.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half was the
Yeah.
average. Some went way over. Some guys were able to figure things out and went faster. But it also depends on the skill level of your champion. If you start off with level 1 champion, you've only got like the base level. Like I'm level 2 as Hawken, but if I level him up to 15 or 20, he's much more powerful. So I'll be
Right.
able to
Go through quick.
So it's one of those cool aspects of the game where it self balances. If you're having trouble, you keep playing, you get more XP, you got to gain
Oh, that's
more
great.
experience, and you're able to.
So
continue
related
through.
to that, right? So
Mhm.
if I play all through all 6 levels, the entire episode,
Mhm.
and I start with a champion that's level 1,
Mhm.
what is your guess at how much would I get from the first run through? Like, where do you think people would end up?
So actually, later today, Claude and I will be sitting down and starting to figure that out. So we haven't really, nailed down where they would be.
Yeah, the actual
So,
XP values. Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, what's the goal? Like, do you see this like, hey, you get a level every time you play through all, 2 hours of the episode gameplay, or do you see it as, well, you're going to get a few levels, or you will be level 20 by the time you finish it?
So you won't be
What's
level
the-
20.
Yeah.
Our leveling ramp, our leveling curve is evolving. So if you started with level 1, you'll definitely gain more levels than if you started with 11. You started at 11, but here's a little secret.
what's
So if I'm
Gotcha.
level 1, what would you guess?
So if
3,
you were level
4?
Oh no, you'd probably
Oh, yeah.
be closer to like 7.
7 or 8? Okay. So then, basically, you would expect people to play through this a couple times to, if they want to level their champion. This is something they would do. I'm thinking like almost like a daily quest in like MMOs where you, hey, I'm going to do this once a day and go through and do that sort of thing.
Sure, and it also, to like I was saying before, like I'm playing as Hawken, which is a melee. But if I go Scarlet, which is a ranged, totally different experience.
Right.
You play differently because of how you interact with the enemies.
And it's funny you mentioned Daily Quest. I don't know if Jared mentioned this already on previous Twitch streams, but we will have daily challenges in CQ. We will have milestone challenges.
I heard
and I know you discussed last week about achievements. Yes.
Yeah, that's people are
near and dear to my heart.
people love achievements.
Yeah.
Well, you and Henry love it. Henry loves achievements.
Yeah. Well,
He's not too,
How far
he's
behind
him.
Like, did you pass Henry yet?
No. He created a considerable gap. But
Do you need me to Tanya Harding him something? Slow him down?
no, I don't think that. I think that's not going to help at this point.
Yeah, they don't just be hung up in bed playing games, right?
I know, right? That's it. We need to get him super healthy and running triathlons.
Yeah,
that would
exactly.
be the answer.
All right, so I just triggered the next section, and
You need to restart.
I think, because this is a dev section, we're just going to restart.
And so now for the intermission, we're going to. I really don't have much. Well, wait, never mind.
Yeah.
It was just slow.
Yeah. And never mind the 300. That's a tempting.
300?
Yeah.
Is that like an aspirational? Like, is that, are you trying to.
If only it was just the third level.
That's the third level.
I was trying to find such great meaning and.
There's a hidden cape there that's red. Yeah.
We do lots of bullet time.
Nice, yeah. Bullet time pits.
We call that pace. So this is so I'm gonna switch characters this time. I'll be Carl.
And how many champions total will be available?
So we have 4 to start with. The cool thing is that as we add more champions, you'll be able to go back and play all the previous and future episodes with those champions.
No, you have to buy these champions.
Yeah,
so
you have to. Scarlet and Carl are part of the starter pack.
Okay, so you would get those two with the retail starter pack.
Mm-hmm. And if you're playing through this and you decide you want to try Avalon, you'll be able to purchase Avalon right here and then continue on.
Right.
And just go through.
So but if I don't have any champions at all, right?
Oh, you will.
You will. Everyone, like even if you download the free version of the actual what we call the starter pack, the free to play version comes with 2 champions.
Oh, so basically any free to play player that just downloads the game for free has champions that they can level up and release.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Into the upper area of the cave.
And champions can also level up. It's not just in Champions Quest, right? Or is it just now?
No, they can level up in Crossroads.
Okay, so
as
champions can level up in Crossroads as well.
So I'm going to show off the kicker.
Oh yeah.
So one of the things we have is for our death mechanic here. Sapiens' pride is letting him get
That's right.
this off. So I'll take
you were
one
dying
second.
so
You
well.
should see our
Yeah.
build
Look at that.
reviews.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's
Well, at that point, you guys too much.
yeah.
But as you can see right here in the middle of the gameplay, I can select a new champion.
So I'm Carl. So
Carl.
Okay, so up in the right-hand screen, you're able to select the champion while he's still playing.
So because Avalon is dead, I can't use her anymore. Because David's using Carl, I can't use him.
So talk a little bit about that from a design standpoint, especially since we have so many creators there. What you guys had was an issue of like you had a design problem. Somebody dies, and how do you solve that? And so what did you guys kind of go through before you ended up with what you have?
I mean, the big thing is we wanted to balance it so that if you had multiple champions, that they acted like continues. So it's not just you picking one champion, and then you were with them for the entire episode, and then if you died, you had to start over, start at a checkpoint.
Right.
Additionally, we consider these unique characters, so we made the decision that we one of them out at a time. And in addition, we didn't want to bring up a menu that was intrusive and took the player that was still alive out of the gameplay. So when I died there, David can continue on while I'm playing.
And that was cool, right? Because a lot of times you think, well, you pause the game, and it's like you're not keeping an eye on it. You're like, screw you, pal, I'm just trying to play, and so now you get to continue to play.
It's seamless, yeah. That's the whole experience. We just want you to be able to keep going.
So now, like that, your champion died. Like, what I mean, could you pick her again, or
So you can pick her again at the beginning of every level. The champions reset.
okay? So basically, for this run through, this one level that you're going through, you know, death has a sting. Like, you don't want to die, and if you do, you can finish with another champion.
Yes.
Otherwise, poor Sapienza is going to have to carry it all himself.
Yeah.
Usually do, but yeah.
And if that happens, then we can show off the continue screen.
All right, so I don't want to give too much away.
Sure.
this
So
for
so
the
what
people
happens
playing.
when you do? So both you guys die. Maybe both you guys could die, or can you? Or did you run out of enemies?
We can go to one of the rooms to the left. We'll go to the room to the left. We won't show off.
They
Okay.
try not
Alright.
to. There's some cool surprises, and we don't want to.
Yeah.
We don't want to give everything away here. We're
Plus,
trying to just give you guys the idea, the concept behind it.
Yep.
But you know, there's some cool exploration and some neat things here as well.
And the visuals too. I gotta give credit to Matt. Matt did an amazing job arting up this area and stuff. And just like all these infected tanks, big dudes.
It's okay, so let it die. I mean, I know it's really hard for you guys to die.
It is
but-
dire. Look at that.
So, like, when we do our build reviews, right, Sapienza's there playing through and talking, and Sax is, like, hitting him with all these questions. Why is this? Why isn't that fixed? And the poor guy's getting so flustered, he keeps dying, and, you know, there's, like, 16 of us in the room going, dude, come on. And he's like, wait, no, I'm trying. And so, I don't know, maybe we need Sax in here to get you to die.
Well, I just died again, but I did a really good job at it. Let's see.
But the general idea is that if both players die, you have to continue? You said there's a continue screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because you're still there.
That's just mauling your
Yeah.
corpse. That is.
They are.
There's no need for that.
It's like a little bug we got here on the Twitch. Good job, Rob.
Way to just do it. It's only,
No,
you know, we find
There
more
you go.
bugs on the Twitch streams than we do anywhere else. So. But so now more gonna come, or is that?
Yeah,
oh,
no,
there
that's
you go.
the
Yeah,
one.
okay.
So,
Sorry, what was the question, guys? I'm trying to coach these guys on how to play a game because clearly they don't know how. And I'm not paying
it's hard to
attention
die. It's hard.
It's hard to die.
I've played this a few times.
All right, so now both people have died, and game over. Look at that.
So yeah, continue, exit.
And if you continue, it starts at the level again.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, and if you hit exit, it goes
Right back
you
to the.
Yep.
Nice. So I don't know. We have a little bit of time, and I don't know if anybody has any questions. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention, chat. Do you want to jump into something? And maybe just talk a little bit about each champion, like a little bit of the idea of what the concept is behind each one.
Sure, or the level too. Yeah. I'll navigate. Which one you want? Going to the levels or the champions?
We're using our development build, so it takes a little while to do that.
Yeah, we can go into one of the levels. We can just talk about the champion there.
All right.
Sorry, people reporting bugs
Yeah.
in stream, so I gotta get on this.
That's fair. All right, so it's gonna reload. You may go to edit mode here on this one.
So the pace is set to 0 on birds, fish, cottontail, and the toad. All their pace is set to 0 when in test mode. So make sure you
In
post it in
test
the
mode.
forums.
Yeah.
Fill out one of those little support tickets and make sure you put in your thread somewhere that ticket, and then we'll get that escalated. We'll get that out of the
You
list
got
that
it?
we send over to
Go
the team.
to edit.
So are we going to? Do you want us to go to edit mode, or do you want us to go?
Either way, whatever you guys think is. I mean, I was thinking edit is how I visioned it, but
Okay.
you guys know
Yeah.
the stuff better than I do.
Which is an easier one to see? Is it 1-3 or 1-2? You think to see the land?
Oh, 1-2 is going to be.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So 1-3, the one that we just kind of entered was the cave. So we have the terrain all built around. So for the stream, yeah, we'll just go to 1-2 because it's that one we just played through, so it's more open.
Yeah, these
It's
little
easier to
toys.
see.
Probably not, right?
Well, Zach's out of the office today, so let's blame him
Okay, that's fair.
because that is how we roll. So let's. One of the questions people had is like, so the champions level up, they get
Yeah.
more abilities,
Yep.
but they also get more outfits.
Correct.
And what they want to know is like, can they then use what they get elsewhere?
Absolutely. So the champions have clothing pieces. They have effects, weapons. Each one has 2 weapons. Hawken has 2 weapons and a shield, and they'll unlock based on different levels. So you can take the helm of Hawken, and once it's unlocked, and you can put it on, other characters and create your own custom characters or your own, whether it's playable characters, NPCs. You can use, any of the effects, weapons, all that stuff.
Okay, so there's kind of a lot of stuff that comes with that. So
Yeah.
even like the creators who, these guys are so like creation focused, they just want to build great stuff. There's still value for them in getting these things leveled up.
Yeah, there's the benefit for players for XP leveling, just like a normal character. But if you're playing through, then you'll still get creator rewards, which is it's a win-win.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So basically, this is what it looks like in edit mode, and we've color coded a lot of our cubes, so just to make it easier for us not only to work, but if anyone wants to go out and remix, they have starting points. So our dark blue ones are our state managers, and we have one in each section that kind of controls all of the action that's going on and where everything should be.
And the timing, right?
And the timing.
So
all of our pink cubes and cameras are all our camera logic. These aqua are stuff that we spawn in the gallery. So all the Codite, all of the those Spark interactables, the things that Spark interacts with, the plant, the guy that brings the plant to life, all that is spawned in. So this way, when we make changes, it's reflected in all the levels. And then here's all our enemies spawn logic. So if we wanted to go in and then just quickly change what we were spawning in.
Yeah, change it to zombies or whatever.
So just to give you guys 15-minute warning, so I'm
Sure.
going to let people know that if they have any burning questions that they want to get answered. Mescad wants to see the glyph puzzle code. Well, that's part of the big mystery, Mescad, and we wouldn't want, the last thing we need is somebody to quickly make a video and show all this great stuff off. And not going to mention any names there, but
No, but just for anyone who does want to remix it, or at least kind of look into it, see how we would do this, color coding things and having this system is hugely important, especially from like the production side. If these guys are going in there making changes, and then something breaks or something changes, we need to go in there. Anybody's gonna be able to go in here and say, okay, we want to change the camera sequence. We know exactly where to go and which cube, because the color coding helps. So kind of getting that standardized process has really helped us develop. And anyone coming new to the project, they may not understand all the K code that we have, but they'll at least have a leg up trying to figure out where to go to.
So one of the questions, Mr. X Bob, of the Fable fame, he was wondering. He was really impressed with that camera and how you were able to do that, and he wants to know, how did you guys, without obviously sharing the secret sauce, but how did you guys figure out how to make a camera that would do that?
So which camera in particular?
Basically, he's talking about the camera of. You have it, and both characters are on it. And
the
it
tethering.
Seems to be,
the tether camera. I think. Well.
So we have our two characters, and then there's a distance check between both of them to kind of set the limit of how far we want them to go.
Right.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I know we've been evolving and tweaking
sure,
the
like
camera.
everything.
But then we set a point in the middle between the two characters, and then that's where the camera's focused on. So the distance that the characters will move will help figure out
how much the camera pans out.
But where the camera's actually focused on, it's actually focused on the center.
Oh wow,
So
that's
in between
great.
them. So as one person moves around, it's constantly moving with them.
Right, and there's a tether distance that prevents both characters from separating too much.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah, so that's what happens if one character, say, jumps off. If you notice, if you saw this, there were floating islands. Someone could jump off when I didn't make the jump. Then we have teleport logic that'll bring both the characters and the camera back.
And I think that what you just said was probably enough info that Mr. X Bob will be able to recreate something that gets that effect. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so I didn't know if you meant our camera sequences or the actual gameplay camera.
Yeah.
With a treacherous path ahead of them.
Sorry, I'm playing with that.
That's COR.
To track down
Hold me
the
back.
It's
knowledge
a
and retrieve the
well, let's see
runestone.
if you die. At those there. All right, so you just swapped out some of the enemies.
Yeah, just went into those red cubes and decided that this is going to be a zombie fight now instead of a.
Spark made a
Do you keep the numbers the same?
I kept the numbers.
creation
Okay.
ores, a vast new source of energy, enough to build a much-needed bridge.
Let's see this.
No, Mescat already has enough. Mr. X Bob said he could try to get that to work, but would probably ask Mescat for help. I don't know. Mescat's getting a little too
When they
too
finally reached the
too big
observatory,
there. He's
they
going to be
discovered to their
becoming the
dismay
Empire
that it
himself.
no
Yeah.
longer
And
worked.
we are
It had been
looking at
corrupted with a code
ideas
glitch,
from like on the
an error
gameplay
in
team.
the very fabric of
You
its
know,
being.
ways to make it easier through K-code, like a tether tile where you can just place that and it just kind of does the logic for you. We're looking at things like that to make it simple.
Well, what's interesting, and the reason like that Mescat's interested in this is like if his videos, which I know everybody in the team watches them, but like really focused on how to educate people
Yeah.
on how to do things in Spark. And I know when we first started talking about this, he was super excited about this and like the possibilities there. So I think it's definitely cool, and it's definitely something both Mescat, the Empire of Mescat, and Team Dakota are both striving to solve the same the same world problems here. So it's pretty good.
No, I love those videos. I even look at them myself, so I appreciate Mescat doing that. Seeing how other people explain how to use certain tiles and their understanding them versus how when we just put it out there.
Spark
It's great.
extracted one of
Did you do for the way back? Is that the
Yeah.
logic?
the observatory and fixed the glitch.
I should have put the named objects on.
So, no, but yeah, now you can see it with just seeing it a second time. You can see all the environment, all the art you can see the effects moving through. Those are the which ones are those? The
Those
ones
are
that
the,
flip around. The goblins that flip around.
Corrupted Scrapper.
Corrupted Scrapper. Those are some cool goblins that they just roll, and then they'll just as they hit you, you'll take damage, but they can be a pain. So it's good for like an anti-melee. So guys that are just trying to swing, they're dashing around you, makes it a little harder. So we really added enemies for every type. So we got the range type, anti-melee, anti-range. So
Yeah, we really tried to look at our character archetypes and see like Scarlet, for example. When we first started developing the enemies, everyone just was picking them off at range. So Steven went and created those.
Steve-O.
Yeah, Steve-O went and one of the corrupted Scrapper was created specifically to deal with Scarlet.
The team
So
set out to track down the goblins
they're
and
invulnerable from far
retrieve
away,
the
so
rune stone.
her arrows don't do any damage. They have their shield up, and her caltrops don't stop them. So they get up on her. So she really needs to use a different strategy than just hang back and pick them off at a range. And then we have other characters that are
Creation ores,
that she's good against, like the Berserker.
enough to build a much-needed
She can keep her distance, so when he's invulnerable, she can stay a safe distance away. Where Hawken or Carl will have some problems with that.
yep.
When they finally reached the
So
observatory,
just
they discovered
short
to their dismay that it no
self-promotional. So
longer
next
worked.
week,
It had been corrupted
Thursday
with a code
at
glitch,
3 p.m.
an error in the
PDT. Are
very
we still
fabric of
PDT?
its being.
When does that
It's
change?
code.
I can't keep track of this. Do you guys know?
I don't know when we actually.
Okay, good.
changed
Yeah,
it.
I didn't know if you're looking at me because
Yeah.
he's crazy. How does
Yeah.
he not know this? Or it was like, I don't know either. And I was hoping it was the latter, but usually when I get that look, it's not.
Luckily,
So 3 p.m. PDT next Thursday, and we will be talking about a pack that hasn't been announced yet, or hasn't. I think we put out some concept art, some really gorgeous concept art that Brad Schuber and Jed were able to put together of us. One looked like a triangle, the other one looked like a rectangle.
Yep.
And it was interesting.
I did.
Wow, man.
He's got some zombies all in there now with some of the.
So we'll be showing that off next week, so tune in there.
Yep.
And then after that, the next one is October 2nd, which is getting really close to the date. On October 2nd, I think what we're looking at right now is really doing a deep dive into the sci-fi pack. And I know that'll be something that you guys are
Super cool
interested
stuff.
as well. Just
Yep.
showing everything with sci-fi and what it looks like. And how you build stuff, and a lot more than we've been able to do in the past. So that should be pretty good. But yeah, so I don't know if there's any other questions here, guys, before we give these guys their final time to tell us.
Yep, and we're putting the final touches on it, finishing off the final bugs. Just with any game you make, there's going to be bugs, little things. We're having people play tested, and they're playing differently than you'd expect.
And
so
I believe
we're working through that.
Did we have Paradox Moose? Did he come in and play through it?
He did.
Yeah. Did he have any good somebody's like, well, it seems like he's writing a lot of feedback, and I'm like,
well, no, I mean he was he gave a lot of good feedback. This isn't the type of game that he says he normally plays, as far as like the third person adventure. So it was kind of good to see. He wasn't the target demographic for this style game, but to see his feedback, and it was interesting to see how he played the game versus which champions he chose versus others, and so it was good.
There weren't any moose champions, so he's probably just playing
there were no moose. Yeah, he was looking for antlers, I think, but
yeah, exactly. Maybe if it was an antler hat, right? Like the antler hat, like that just does it all. Moose said he has no good feedback. Well, Sapiens is, sometimes he's been known to lie a little bit, to not throw people under the bus.
He was honest, and that was good, and we've, taken his feedback. We're still in development of it.
Took his feedback and threw it right away into the trash and said, yeah, thanks. Who was this guy, anyways? Who let him in the office? That's cool. So any last things? So this will be out on October 7th.
October 7th.
Yep. It'll be, for anybody that purchases the Project Spark starter pack, that'll be on store shelves on the 7th.
They get this instantly, and it comes with the 2 champions as well. So.
And it'll also be available for anybody who's just playing like the digital version now and doesn't want to, I don't know why, but say they didn't want to get that, the starter pack, they could still, the plan is to have it available as well. For available to them.
So they'll be able to come up, that button will be finally engraved for them, and they can just purchase it right there.
And just to recap, so in the Project Spark retail starter pack, which I think you can pre-order now from places like MS Store and who else? Like I think Amazon.
I think
and
it's on Amazon now, and some of the other big retailers.
So your retailer of choice, because we don't like to play favorites here, get yelled at. But you can pre-order now. But what is in the Project Spark starter pack is going to be the obviously Champion's Quest.
Mm-hmm.
Which champion is it? Is it
Hawken?
Hawken, the champion. Mm-hmm. Actually, I knew who it was. I always say
you're testing me, right?
Hakun. No, I didn't want to mispronounce it, and then everybody makes fun of me, and I cry, and it's sad. The massive world builders pack. That's something that a lot of the kind of the core folks here that frequent our stream are really excited about, and we did a stream on it last week, which we couldn't show it, but in theory, and maybe we'll try and catch up. I know Jared wanted to, and Henry wanted to, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to take away the time from my 2 favorite people on the team, Rob and Sapienza. From Champions Quest.
We watch the streams. We know we're not your favorite.
Yeah. Damn. I see. I never count on that. Yeah. And as well as the whole sci-fi pack, and that's just basically a new theme. In a lot of ways, it's an entirely new game, right? Like it's a whole new look to what Project Spark is.
It gives a whole new dimension to what you can take. I mean, we can already take these props and use them in different ways, and people have created some cool stuff. But that one just takes it to a whole new level. So, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go back on camera so I can wave by and stuff. And
thanks, guys.
We'll cut out Sapienza. And
that's right.
Talk. We need to get some good-looking guys on this stream. So, guys. Next week, 3 p.m. on Thursday, we'll be going over. What did I say it was? The upcoming pack that I can't announce.
Yes.
That everybody in the core community knows what it is, but hey, technically I haven't announced it. Somebody says we announced it. I'm like, no, I haven't announced anything. And in the meantime, just as you help us out, go to projectspark.com, go to the forums, bugs, any issues, things that you need addressed. You got to put them there as we're getting busier and busier, and as we're getting closer to launch, we need you guys to kind of go with these processes. We have them in place so we can track this stuff. So it's not just people messaging Rob at home at night at 1 a.m. saying, "Can you fix this bug?" Although that is where a lot of bugs get fixed, but please kind of follow that stuff, and in the meantime, follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay informed. And I will endeavor to have this up for you guys on YouTube pretty soon. Of course, if you're watching it on YouTube now, I've already done it. That's how good I am. But all right, guys, thanks, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.